The cruise line stocks are hot today. They've been moving up over the last 2 days, and we need to talk about why. So, I was fortunate enough to make quite a bit of money off of cruise line stocks last year, and recently I made some too. But is now the time to buy cruise line stocks now that the cruises are maybe potentially going to sell? We're going to talk about why the cruise line stocks have gone up in the last few days and whether or not you should buy them, and if you should buy them, if there's any I recommend. Of course, before we watch this disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, and investing in the stock market is risky. It's like really risky. It's like eating the Mexi Melt at Taco Bell when you used to have it. That risky. But you should consult a financial advisor. And investing in the stock market, you could lose everything you invest. All right, let's jump into the video. Let's talk about cruise line stocks. First of all, here's why. The CDC is talking about whether or not they're going to ease up on the restrictions about whether or not the cruises can set sail. And there's three major cruise lines. We've got Carnival, which trades right around the $30 mark, a little less than $30. We've got Royal Caribbean trading around $90 mark. And then we've got Norwegian, which is probably the smallest of the three, but it is the fastest growing, or it was before the pandemic, and they had the best balance sheet. Norwegian also issued a bunch of cruise line shares or stock shares for their stock, which was supposed to hurt their stock, and it didn't. We're going to look at theirs first. And there we go, $31. It's been making money. And if you look, let's look at the last year, but let's look at this 5 years. So here's why people are invested in the cruise lines. The thought is that all these cruise lines, and they used to trade in the $50, $60 for Norwegian, so double what it is now. Royal Caribbean used to trade higher. Carnival used to trade higher. With all these things going on, it's important to know that these cruise lines are not making money right now other than future bookings. But whenever this whole thing is opened up, the vaccines, Norwegian just pitched the greatest plan that basically was like, we'll require vaccines, anything, you just need to let us sell. They pretty much have to let them sell at this point. There will come a day where the earnings start coming back and they'll go up. But here is the question. Most people would look at this chart and say, well, clearly Norwegian's going to trade at $60 again. And it might. It might take a little while, though, because they have sold so many more shares that they've diluted their stock a little. Now, granted, it helped their company a lot. I mean, Carnival at one point was talking about getting loans against their ships, selling ships as collateral for loans so they could survive the pandemic. I think there's still room to run in all these stocks. I would put my price target on Norwegian around $38. Carnival around like 35, and Royal Caribbean I wouldn't even venture a guess. If I had to buy one of them, I'd buy Norwegian just because that's the one that's made me the most money. I think this is a great options play for the future. But at the moment, I don't know if I could put my finger on like, yes, you should buy this stock today. Now, if you want to do it, I would look into it the most. But these are still risky. If something else goes wrong, cruise lines are going to get shut down, and cruise lines aren't going to be treated fairly by restrictions and governments and things like that. So that's important to remember. Now, they are cruising around the world. America's just slow to get on board. So we'll see how that goes. If you want to invest in a cruise line, do some research. Pick one. Don't just invest in all three and ignore everything else. I'm sure people are going to make money on this one. This is one that I've made money on, and I'm happy to sit it out now and move on to other things. But I definitely get the appeal because they're about to start selling, and the pent-up demand for travel is unreal. Just look at the forward bookings, guys. If you haven't booked a vacation, you're too late. Like, you've already missed it. Like, this is the way the world's about to become. Booking for the next few years is going to be ridiculous. If you don't book 12 months out, you can't go. So, I'm BK. This is BK with Stocks. If you like this video, hit the like button. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and I will see you next time.